Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Kat, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some bullet journal page ideas for you to try in 2025. I know that it's a bit early to talk about 2025, but if you're anything like me and you plan your bullet journal in advance, you are probably already looking for pages to do in 2025 for your collections or for your monthly pages. So that is why this video is coming out so early. I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of pages that I did in my past bullet journals that I feel like are really good and may inspire you to do in your new bullet journal for 2025. So let's go down memory lane into my past bullet journals and see what pages you may do in your bullet journal for the next year. As usual, all of the bullet journal setups that I'm showing in this video are going to be linked in the description below. So if you want to know how I made the pages and a little bit more of and about them, I'm going to link the videos down below in the description box. So in this video, I'm going to share with you different page ideas, and I'm going to skip the ones that you would actually see on the monthly setups, like the future log, an index, a calendex, like a huge calendar for the year, events, tasks, goals, resolutions, all of those basic pages that you would usually do or see in monthly setups. I'm going to show you other pages that you might want to include in your bullet journal that not a lot of people do in their yearly notebooks, if that makes sense. So let's get started with my notebook for 2019. This is a page that I did for February 2019, and it's this page right here. So it's the mood tracker with the self-care page. So in the past, I did a tracker's ideas for your bullet journal video, but in this case, I just want to show you that you can have a page in your monthly setups that is a mood tracker that combines with a self-care page. So for me, February is always self-care month because of Valentine's Day. So I wanted to include a mood tracker with a page that I would see the things that make me happy and that I consider self-care for myself and see them at a glance. So this is the first page that I would do in my 2025 bullet journal if I would like to focus more on self-care. This is not a tracker or anything like that. It's just an informational page, but if you sometimes struggle with self-care and don't really know what to do for relaxation or to just have a moment for yourself, here are just a couple of ideas, and you can customize them to fit your needs and what you like to do for self-care. The next page that I highly recommend you to try in 2025 is a gratitude log, or as the one that I did for 2020, daily highlights. I did this page for April 2020, and this is basically a page where you write the days of the month on the left, and you have a space to be grateful for, or to, in this case, write the highlight of the day. This is a really fun page to create if you have a month that is going to be full of memories, or that you like to just try this page. I had a lot of fun in April searching for my daily highlight of the day. Some days are going to be boring and others are going to be a lot more fun, but you should be grateful for every day in your life, and this page actually helps you to practice gratitude. You can also do a gratitude log and actually write different things for each day that you are grateful for, but if that's not your thing, you can just do the daily highlights. Also in 2020, this is one of the collections that I did early on, and is a wish list. So a wish list is basically a page that you create in your bullet journal where you write the thing that you want to buy, the price, when you want to buy it, and if you got it. This list is really popular near Christmas time, but I actually did this in my collections for 2020, and I didn't do a lot of things because I'm not really a shopper. But I wanted to try to have a wish list because this was in the beginning of the pandemic, and I wanted to try different things for my house, and that's when I bought my stand-up desk from IKEA. And so I decided to have a wish list because I thought it was fun. And I highly recommend you doing this for other things rather than like material stuff, but maybe like if anything that you want to buy, just put it in your wish list, and it makes you more conscious of your purchases because you can see clearly the different things that you want, how much they cost, and it will help you decide if it's worth it or not. So if you've never had a physical wish list in your bullet journal, this is something that I highly recommend you to do, and you can have this on your collections or in your monthly pages for December, for example. Still in my collections for 2020, I did the things to check out page. I also showed you this page in my other video, but this one is a bit bigger and different. So this page is basically where you're going to write all the things that you want to check out in your life or for the year. In this case, I just had movies, TV shows, places, and books, because at the time I was reading a lot. And let me tell you that this page is a lifesaver if you're someone who watches a bunch of movies and has a lot of TV shows on their to watch page and never watches them. This again makes you more conscious of what you're watching, and this actually allowed me to not repeat shows and to actually watch things that were new to me instead of rewatching my shows. And the places, it was something that I really enjoy doing, because you know, when you want to go out but you never go to new places, this is a good place to put your places that you want to check out. So yeah, I highly recommend this page, especially for the beginning of the year, or maybe for now Halloween or Christmas. You can put things to check out for Halloween or Christmas and add here like your Christmas movies and Christmas music, places that you want to visit during the holidays, and it's such a fun page to have in your bullet journal. And speaking of Christmas, I highly recommend you to try a Christmas bucket list in your bullet journal. This is something I'm going to do now for October, for Halloween, and for Christmas, because me and my husband, we like to do things together for the holidays and really celebrate that time, because it only comes once a year. So doing a Christmas bucket list in your bullet journal is something that I highly recommend if you want to do fun things with your significant other or friends, or alone. In this case, I included here a bunch of things like bake cookies and try candy canes. I haven't tried a candy cane yet, but we baked cookies a few years ago, and we saw the Christmas lights, and we drank hot chocolate. It doesn't have to be anything major and expensive. It's just fun activities to do during the Christmas time. So this is another page that I would highly recommend you to try for next year, or for this year for Christmas. Another fun page that you might not have seen a lot in a bullet journal is the currently page. And this page is basically where you put the things that you are currently loving or watching, listening, or reading, or excited about for a specific month. I did this for July 2020, but you can actually do this quarterly or on a weekly basis. I prefer to do it as a monthly basis because I feel like it's easier to track. So here I had the different things that I was loving, and in this case it was just my new earphones, but it can be really anything. The things that I was watching, and here I actually included an anime and a YouTube channel, and here I also have the things that I was listening to and reading and that I was excited about. And this is a different page to do in your bullet journal, but it's also like a tracker in a way of things that you were loving and watching and listening to back in the day, and you can look back to. I did this for a couple of months, and it's now really fun to look at these things and see like that I was listening to Harry Styles and Taylor Swift, which is something that I just don't do anymore, but at the time I guess it was a thing, and it's just really good to look at. So if you are into memories and trackers about this type of thing, I highly recommend you to try the currently page. And I'm going to leave this setup in the description below that has a lot more information about this page if you want to do it in your bullet journal for next year. Staying in the same theme of memories, I wanted to shout out my monthly reviews page. So this is something that you probably see some people doing in their bullet journals, and I'm actually doing one for now August, and I'm going to do one in December as well. I set up this page for my December setup. If you didn't watch, you can watch it here. It's going to be in the description below as well. But this is the first monthly review that I did in my bullet journal back in March 2021, and I actually recommend this page as a way to reflect on your month, because first of all, we should all stop at the end of the month and reflect on the month that went by and plan with a clear head for the following month. That is something that I highly recommend for mental health, productivity, everything. And I actually divided this page into two. So on the left, I had a section to write about the good that happened throughout the month and the bad as well, because you have to reflect on both sides. But I also included here a section of things to improve further on. If you were struggle with anything throughout the month, you can write here that it's something that you want to improve on your next month. Or if it's something that is lacking in your life this month, that you felt like it was out of place, it was not good for you, you can write it in here and make your focus for next month. So I did this on this page, and on the side, I just did a little journaling. I am a huge advocate for journaling. I think that if you have a planner or a bullet journal or whatever, you should have a space in your bullet journal that it's free for you to journal. And in my case, it was like between pages. In this case, I just had the monthly review, but it is a habit of mine to leave a couple of blank pages between setups, between months in my bullet journal, to just journal at the end of the month if I need to. And I highly recommend you doing that. There is actually an additional page idea if you want. Just leave a couple of blank pages between your monthly setups for you to journal, and I can guarantee that your month is going to go better because you stopped a little bit and reflected on your month, and now you can go into a clear mind into a new month. So a monthly review page in your bullet journal is something that I highly recommend you to try for next year. Now, still in 2021, but in my second notebook, I actually have this really fun page at the beginning, and this is something that I did for I think 2 years in a row, and I actually find it funny and I highly recommend. So this is the reminders page, and I have two pages here that it's the to remember and to let go of. Again, if you're into mental health and you really like inspirational quotes and reminders and you have a vision board for yourself, this is something that I would do in my bullet journal again. When I did this, I was actually checking my bullet journal, like this page, and I actually had like a little bookmark here so I could go back to it and reread these things. And these were just reminders for me to live by, basically, because we get so caught up in life that we sometimes, again, don't pause and take a look at our life in general, like the big picture. And these reminders, it was kind of like my vision board for the year with just words. So this is another page that I would recommend you to try next year, to have a little vision board or with a inspirational quotes board in your bullet journal, to just try to have more positivity in your life. And this doesn't do anything for you if you don't look at it. So maybe you don't have it in a page like this. You can have it in a little page that folds like this on the side of your notebook so you can see it more briefly. But this is a page that I recommend you to try in your bullet journal for sure. It's really fun to look at, it's really fun to do, and it's a reminder for your life. So highly recommend. In my collections for this year, I also did a When Did I Last page, and this page is basically for you to write down the different tasks that you normally do on a monthly basis, bi-weekly, on a bi-monthly basis that you cannot track in your bullet journal like in the monthly collections, but you still want a place to track them. This is the page for that, because in this page you have the tasks here on the side and you have the months at the top, and you just put a cross on the months that you did that thing. So I obviously don't cut my hair and dye my hair every month, but for me it was really good to have a tracker where I would put the months where I would cut and dye my hair at the salon, so I could plan in advance when I was going to get that done again. And I normally do that every 4 or 5 months. So if I did January and in May, I'm going to do it probably in October. And this is a way to plan ahead and to also not forget if you have here on the side different tasks that you might forget to do. For me, one of the things that I was forgetting to do was the checkup with the dentist. So I decided to have a little tracker for that. And I knew that every other month or so, I would check with the dentist. And this is something that I still use today, but I do it digitally. And it's a way for me to not forget anything. And I actually did a simplified version of this in my bullet journal setup for the second part of this year. And in my collections, I also did the movies and TV shows page. This is a page that I created because we were watching a lot of movies and TV shows, and I actually wanted to write the things here that I wanted to use. And I was actually into watching new things, because if you know me personally, you know that I rewatch the same shows over and over again, but I really wanted to just watch new movies and TV shows. So I actually wrote all the movies and documentaries that I wanted to watch with a space for the date when I watched them and a rating. And this helped me to see if I wanted to rewatch them again, but for future reference. And I had the same thing for the TV shows on the side. And you can do this for animes, songs, books, podcasts, whatever. This is just a big tracker for you to track entertainment, basically. And if you are into watching movies and TV shows, this is another page that I would recommend you to try for next year. I'm probably going to do a similar page to this for next year in my bullet journal, because we actually have a movie tracker in our home where we put there all the movies that we want to watch, and we randomly watch one every so often. So it would be cool to have a database like this in my bullet journal for that. This next page, I feel like it's more for the artists. But if you are someone who loves to support small businesses, this is a page that I did in 2022 and that it was really fun to make, and it's something I still have digitally to keep track of the small businesses that I support and how often I support them. But in this page, I just put here the small shops that I wanted to support, the products that I bought, the date when I ordered them and when I received them. And I started doing this by putting the shops here on the side, and then as I was purchasing stuff, I would complete with the dates and the things that I was purchasing. And this was just for me to keep track of everything, because some orders get lost, you know, some small businesses don't have a tracking link or anything, so it's really easy for you to buy from a small business and not remember if they arrived or not, or when you order them, and if it's okay to take that long. So for that reason, I created a tracker here with the dates. For example, in my shop, we have tracked shipping and untracked shipping worldwide. So you actually can see where your order is and if it's coming to your door or not. But in small businesses, sometimes that doesn't happen and you actually need to keep track of them. So this is a page that I did just for that. Now, this next page is more of a tracker, and if you like tracking things in your life and love mood trackers, I highly recommend you to try a year in pixels page. So this page is a page that you do at the beginning of the year in your bullet journal, and you just color in the squares every day for the mood that you had that day. In my case, I had here the moods on the side, and I had an extra key for when I was anxious and when I cried. And as you can see, my year was pretty good. A lot of oranges and reds here, but there was a couple of bad days as well. But I really enjoyed doing this page. It was mainly done because I was not feeling doing a mood tracker every month. Like, it was just not happening for me. It was not something that I wanted to do, but I still wanted to do something similar. So instead of having the mood tracker as a page every month, I decided to do like a yearly mood tracker in my collections for this notebook, and I just put in here the color code, and I was coloring in every single day for the entire year. And I actually used 2 bullet journals, so this was divided in half, and these first 6 months were in my other bullet journal, and then I migrated the days with the same color coding for this one to keep going with the year in pixels. And I did this just once in my life, and let me tell you that this is a really good page to try, because it's really good to look back at it and see how your year went. So if you like coloring and mood trackers, this is the page for you. So another fun page that I highly recommend you to try, it's one that I did for October, and this is a similar movies and TV shows tracker that I did, but it was just for horror movies and Halloween movies, and this was for October 2022. But I also highly recommend you to do, here it is, a playlist spread in a month in your bullet journal. I did this for October just because I needed an extra page in my setup and I didn't know what to do, and I said, you know what, let's do a playlist spread. And I really like how again, the memories are brought up when you look back into my bullet journal and see that I was listening to Arctic Monkeys' Body Paint song when it came out that year. We still listen to it. It's one of my favorite songs with my husband. He loves to play it on guitar. And it's a really great page to have in your bullet journal. I feel like this is a really fun page to do on a monthly basis and see what artists you're listening to the most throughout the year. I did this a couple of times in my bullet journal, and it's really fun to look back at it and see what you were listening to at the time. So this is another idea for you to try in your pages or in your monthly pages in your bullet journal for 2025. Last but not least, the last page that I have for you is a memories page, and in here I'm going to show you two different pages. So this is the memories page that I created in my collections for 2024, and this memories page I divided into two sections. This side is for the little memories that happened throughout the months. So I have all of the memories that we got throughout the first 6 months of the year, and on this side are the most important memories for each month printed and stuck in here. I actually have a portable printer from Xiaomi that I use to print these pictures, and it's really fun because in this way you can see clearly what was the main memory for each month, but you still have a space for the little memories that happened throughout the year in your bullet journal. And I did this for my second bullet journal for this year, and it's just really fun to use. I really like it. Memories are something that never die, you know. I love looking back at memories in my bullet journal, and if you want something like this but on a monthly basis, you can do something like this, which is a big calendar with a square for each day, and every day you just write the memory that happened on that day. I did this for June 2024, and it's also a really good page to look back into because, as you know, this month was when we got married and it was my birthday, and there were a lot of things going on. So I also did a memories page on the next page. But if you're looking into a page for your collections that is all related to memories, I highly recommend this one. And there's only 6 months here because I only use my bullet journals for 6 months. I normally don't do a full year in one bullet journal, so I just plan it for 6 months. But you can easily do 2 of these here, and then on the other pages the memories in photos. And I think it's a really good page to have in your bullet journal for 2025. And another page that I did for 2024 that I still have in my current bullet journal is the bucket list, and as I call it, 50 things to do in 2024. So as you can see, I put a lot of things here, and I didn't even do half of them at this point. So when I migrated to my new bullet journal, I actually just did 25 things to do in 2024. I am a big advocate that you should have a bucket list every year in your bullet journal, just because you should keep life interesting and not just work all day. So I have a huge tendency to create bucket lists in my bullet journal for every single year. And even though I don't complete everything on my bucket list, it's still fun to put things here and just look at the things that you want to do for the year and try to do them. And these don't have to be like huge things. It can be simple things like I wanted to try make banana bread, and I did it. I wanted to go to bingo, and I still haven't gone to, but it's something that it's easy for me to go. I just need time and, you know, my life organized enough to go to bingo with my husband. And it can be harder things, like, for example, I put here try Mexican food. We don't normally eat Mexican, so I don't know if I'm going to complete that, but it's something that I want to try, so I put it in here. And you can also put things here that you know are going to happen, you're just waiting for them to happen. I put here get married and honeymoon in Japan, and we both know that it's going to happen, but I just put it in here to fill in my bucket list page. And those are all the pages that I have for you in this video. Let me know if you enjoyed this video in the comments below. If you have any other ideas for videos about bullet journaling for 2025, let me know in the comments. I still have a few in the making, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments what pages you're going to have in your bullet journal for next year, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!